Right. Let's get into it. Right. So my career journey, I started my career journey almost 14 years ago. I know the business analysis, the IIBA was established in 2002, 2003, around there. I stand corrected. I started my BA journey in 2009 when it was still fresh, right? Really, I think at that stage I did a diploma, which was very popular. I was in Southern Africa with a company called Faculty Training Institute. That's how I started. I started getting exposure on the job. In 2015, I moved into a business analysis practice lead. 2016, I went into a senior consultant role. I headed up the business analysis competency within a small niche consulting firm. And then I moved into a senior business analyst when I came here in Toronto, Canada, where I'm currently based. I am currently practicing as a product owner in corporate Canada, and I'm also a business analysis instructor with some universities here in Toronto, Canada. So this is my career journey at a glance, and I really now want to speak at how the IIBA has really shaped my journey to become where I am right now, with a hope to to really show you guys the benefits of the IIBA. I think there's so many benefits that really we can't even quantify. So really, let's go into it, right? In terms of how the IIBA shaped my journey. Like I said, I started my career in 2009, right? I only joined the IIBA as a member in 2014, right? I think it was growing momentum. Like I said, this was in South Africa. It was still growing momentum. It was still growing. I joined as a member in 2014. I wasn't really an active member. I would attend chapter events here and there to listen in, to try and grow my portfolio, right? It wasn't until 2016, 2017 that I started seeing the importance of certification, right? I think the more mature you go within your profession, the more you realize that you want self-actualization, you want something to speak to your credentials, you want something to show your experience that you have, right? That's when I decided to get CBAP certified, a long journey, but very happy to have done it, right? I got CBAP certified in August 2018, right? And then once I got CBAP certified, I have a passion for teaching. I like imparting knowledge to various people, right? So in 2020, I was fortunate enough to be an IIBA endorsed education provider, right? I provide training as well in certain in core IIBA certification. And then in 2022, like I said, the chapter membership for Zimbabwe was formed, and I am the VP of membership. I will tell you guys, to be where I am right now was thanks to the resources, thanks to the network, thanks to the connections that the IIBA provided me. I don't think I would have gotten to where I am without the support, right? It is a journey, and it's a journey that you don't need to be alone. There is a global world out there of business analysis, of business analysts, right? Performing the same role, performing the same job that you do, right? Performing similar projects, right? I leveraged off a lot of resources in terms of how to grow my knowledge, how to grow my skill set, how to apply myself in various projects, right? And this journey, like I said, could not have been possible with the IIBA. And I want you guys to have a similar experience. I want us to come in the next 5-6 years, have people on this call saying the same thing, saying, Tendai, ever since I joined the chapter, I elevated my career to the next level. So really, this is just showing how I grew, my profession grew with the IIBA. Right. So let's go into the IIBA at a glance, right? 29,000 members worldwide. I tell you guys, the connections that you will have once you join the chapter, once you join IIBA as a whole, right? You get an option to really connect with a lot of people. There's podcasts, there's webinars, there's blogs. You really get a lot of, interactions with a lot of people. 120 chapters. Just think about that around the world, right? Globally in 40 countries. You are able to attend those chapter events as a member and so forth. 300 corporate members. So those in corporate who are members, we do have in the IIBA, as well as 240 endorsed education providers. For those of you wanting to study further, the core certification or the specialist cybersecurity, business data analytics, or product ownership, right? There is endorsed education providers you can enroll with and really get yourself up to speed, right? So the mission really for IIBA is to lead the global BA community and professional standards, right? They're all about advancing the standards for business analysis. Like I said, we started in 2003. I always say to a lot of people, we're not the old professions like a doctor, like accounting, which has been here for decades, right? I see the field of business analysis, we're still in our teens, right? All of us here on the call are actually going to be the pioneers. We're going to be the ones later on in the next few years or in the next decades to be talking about how we shaped, right, the profession of business analysis. So really, it's really about growing a global BA community, right? Putting out professional standards, shaping the practice of business analysis. That's the vision to achieve better enterprise outcomes. Like I said, it was was founded here in Toronto, Canada in 2003 to support the business analysis community. Please feel free to put anything you want in the chat. I want this to be a very interactive session, so we can just go ahead. I'm going to hand over to Sam. Before I hand over to you, I do have a poll I want to run just to understand the expectations of people from this session, just to understand if they are IIBA members. I'm going to launch the poll now. If you can respond, and you can let me know if you do see it, but if you can respond, Sam, I can see you on my screen. Can you see the poll?
Yes, I can see it today. Thanks.
Fantastic. If everyone can see the poll, if you can respond to the 3 questions that are there. Are you an IIBA member? If you're an IIBA member, are you aware of the resources available to you? And then what are you looking to get out of the session, right? Very important. We want to make sure that an hour is not wasted. I know your time is very important, especially as BAs, right? We've got a lot of demands on us. So I know you've got a lot of projects right now. Those of you on EST time, I know back home you guys have finished the workday. But let's see if who's an IIBA member. I'm loving this. Okay, I've got about 65 out of 9 people have said they're IIBA members. Okay, keep on putting your options. 10 people have responded. We've got another 18 people to respond. So I've got 55% of the respondents who've participated. Okay, let's go through. Okay, 12 people have responded. I'll give it a minute and then I'll end the poll.
For some reason, I'm unable to cast my vote. Are you reading the votes tonight? Because this is what happens for the most part. I don't know what's going on here.
Garnet, I am reading the votes. I am not doing anything to the votes. I am reading them. I hope everyone can.
What I'm saying is it's vote rigging here because I cannot cast my vote. That's what I'm saying.
You can't cast your vote?
No, for some reason. I don't know what. Maybe what am I supposed to be clicking here?
Okay.
I suspect you're a co-host, Garnet.
Oh, yes. That's very true. Sorry, Garnet. I did make you a co-host, Garnet. So you can't. Thank you, Sam. You will not be able to participate. Sorry, Garnet.
See, this is the vote rigging that I was talking about. Because now I cannot vote.
Totally rigged.
All right. Susan can't as well. Okay. All right. No worries.
Yes, Susan and I don't want to throw off your numbers.
Okay,
I think,
no worries.
I think we're both members and
yes,
we know where to find your stuff.
All right, I'm going to end the poll and then I'm going to share the results. You guys should see this on your screen. Okay, so in terms of IIBA members, great. I've got 14 people who responded, right? 6 are IIBA members, 8 are not. So by the time I leave this call, I'm hoping the 8 contact me directly and we sign them up for the IIBA Zimbabwe Chapter membership. Hey, Sam. If you're an IIBA member, aware of the resources available to you. Okay, 4 people said yes. 10 said no. Okay, so this makes me happy because the purpose of this session is really to educate you guys on the resources that are available to you, right? And then what are you looking to get out of this session? How to register to be an IIBA member. We had 3 people wants to find out how to do that. That's fine. Resources, 9 people. Great. That's the purpose of the session, right? What the IIBA Zimbabwe Chapter can offer me, definitely. We will be discussing that. And then how to volunteer with the IIBA Zimbabwe Chapter. We'll also be covering that. So I'm so glad that your expectations are aligned to what the presentation is going to be all about. I'm going to stop sharing and hand over to Sam just to give us an overview of the Zimbabwe chapter before we do a deep dive into the benefits. Sam, over to you.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks a lot, Tendai, and welcome to everybody who's been able to make it to this particular session. I think my job today is very simple, just to kind of give everybody just a brief background of the IIBA Zimbabwe chapter. I think just to speak to what Tendai has said, we're also pretty much I think we're still actually a toddler of a chapter if we actually go by the number of years that we've been around. I think this conception started around about 2015. That's when we started having our initial meetings. So this was not yet a fully chartered IIBA chapter. We're more of a community of business analysts. So basically guys here in Zimbabwe and the diaspora of Zimbabwe, just passionate about business analysis. And I think just to acknowledge some of the guys who really helped us out when we started. I think, I don't know if the guys were able to make the call. We've got Temba, Kumire, Lane, with ZB Holdings, with is it Paynet? Yes, Paynet. I think these guys really helped us. They gave us facilities to do our meetings back then when we could still do meetings in person and the like back in Mount Pleasant. But fast forward a few years on, I think we really also just want to acknowledge, I know there's probably Tsepo and some other guys from the IIBA SA chapter. I think the guys were very instrumental in helping us to bring up the Zimbabwe chapter. I think my point to all this is just to say to everybody who's in the call, you join or you become part of a bigger family of business analysts. Really, it takes a community to bring up a child, and that's literally what we are living out in the values of the IIBA chapter in Zimbabwe. We're really looking forward to, joining up with everybody who's available, who's interested in business analysis. Again, it's not exclusively for business or for practicing business analysts, but anybody who has an enthusiasm or an interest in the practice of business analysis can also become a member and a partner to the chapter. So our biggest motivation in actually getting chartered and becoming a member of the IIBA global body was that really we're a group of passionate business analysts. And our belief is that business analysts play a very key role in organizations. And if we can empower business analysts in Zimbabwe to, do their best work, they can contribute meaningful solutions to their organizations. And these organizations in turn serve the greater body of the people of Zimbabwe. So this is our little way of making our contribution to the country. I think we're in a very interesting and unique situation where we have the benefit or the privilege of having a local chapter with Zimbabwean BAs here in Zimbabwe, as well as a very large diaspora. As you can see, I think Tendai alluded that she's in Canada. I think Garnet is also in Canada. I think that's a very unique mix of talent and experiences that we can draw on, as well as even the relationships that we have with the other chapters. Just for interest, as a little trivia, to let you guys know that I think, I wish Lucy was here to confirm, but I think we are the 5th chapter to actually register out of the 54 countries in Africa. So just to say congratulations to all of us, guys. We're actually at the bleeding edge of the practice here in Africa. And I think it's only upwards for us from here. I don't want to say too much. I'm going to hand back to you, Tendai, and just enjoy the session with everybody else. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining, and welcome to the IIBA Chapter Zimbabwe. Welcome to the home of business analysis in Zimbabwe.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sam, and thank you, acknowledging you as well. Thank you for spearheading the business analysis practice within Zimbabwe and for leading this pioneer, right? We're the pioneer board members for IIBA Zimbabwe chapter. I'm just going to introduce you to our board members. It is a video that I'll play. It's about a minute. I do know that we do have some of them on the call. I do see Gareth as well, but let me play the video so you can meet the board members who are running at the forefront to establish the practice and the discipline of business analysis in Zimbabwe. Okay, I don't know if we do have Garnet. Are you able to just wave to the crowd to show yourself? I see also Gareth on the call. Gareth and Garnet.
I'm not sure what you like me to do. Just to do a wave.
Just to a wave and to just show your
Hi,
portfolio.
Tendai.
Here's Gareth. Here's Gareth.
Right, I have one day.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining, guys. So this is our member, our board. Please feel free to contact them. I think you did see their portfolios on the screen if you want to contact them, if you're interested in volunteering there. Right. So let's go into the meat of the presentation, which is really why you should become a IIBA member, right? What are the benefits? I think this is a question, like I said, I get a lot in my inbox, and really people want to understand what are the benefits of becoming an IIBA member, right? So I've just summarized it into 5 points, right? Which is really access to career resources to grow your career. We're going to go into detail exactly to say what are those specific career resources that you can use, right, to grow your career. Connecting with professionals globally. I think you did see that there's 40 chapters. IIBA is indeed global, right? Accessing global business analysis standards and guides, right? What are the what's information that's available that you can access, that you can leverage off in your specific career, right? Access to digital publication, tools and research, right? And really savings of up to 40% on globally recognized professional certifications. We're going to go into each one of these. Like I said, feel free to stop me, right? So let's talk about the career resources, right? Like I showed you, right, at the beginning of the presentation, IIBA has grown with my career, right? They've really taken me to the next level in my career. How I did that by leveraging a lot of these career resources, right? Let's start with the business analysis competency model, right? Which is really a nice, I always say it's a great handy book or textbook, right? About it shows the behaviors, the techniques, associated with each level of business analysis. So it shows the skills, the knowledge, the behavioral characteristics, right, at all levels of the BA profession. This is something that I always encourage people that I mentor, that I coach, to say, really grab a copy of the BA competency model. Of course, become a member first, right? Because becoming a member, you're going to get access to this BA competency model, right? You really, this BA competency model really takes you to the next level. It really makes you understand where exactly you are, right? And try and see how you can improve yourself and take yourself to the next level in your career, right? There's also a career action guide that's used in conjunction with the BA competency model, right? Like I said, the BA competency model is all about how do you improve yourself. So with the career action guide, right, they give you tools to understand what, the competency model, to evaluate yourself, to really see where you are on the competency model, right? To plan so you can set goals. You can set goals to say how you're going to achieve your specific career objectives, right? Take action and then review your progress. So the BA competency model, the career action guide, these are resources that are available as soon as you register as an IIBA member. And these are resources that I always say, take advantage with them, because you're able to see exactly where you are in your career, right? And how you leverage to become better in your career, right? Let's talk about the self-assessment tool, right? Self-assessment tool, I always say to a lot of people, right, you always want to measure how far you've come. You always want to look back to see what you've done, right, with an aim to improve yourself, to be better in the profession, to be better in your job, right? So the self-assessment tool really helps you identify any strengths, right, that you have as a business analyst, and cover any gaps, right? Confirm your effectiveness as a BA, right? And it helps you really develop or plan, right, a development plan and a career growth for yourself, right? And it really allows you to map your skills and anything that you want in terms of growing into a BA job or other job opportunities, right? And then there's a career center. The career center really, they've a lot of job postings, right? I don't think a lot of people knew this, but there is a career center with job postings, right? And there's also tips and interviews, right? Tips for interviews, tips on how to prepare your CV, very important. So the BA competency model can be used by BA professions. It can be used by managers, right? To see how they can help their BA's resources really map in terms of the career. So growing your career, if you do become an IIBA member, you've got access to these four, right? These four valuable tools that you can use really to elevate your career and get to the next level, right? Like I said, feel free to stop me, any comments, any questions, right? Let's go on to the next one, right, which is really connecting with professionals globally. I think this one is a done deal. Like I said, IIBA is global, right? There's so many chapters. There are a lot of chapter events. There's a lot of global events. And the great thing about this is that once you do become a member, you've got access to those chapter events, right? You've got access to the global events. You've got access to your local events as well, where you can connect, you can network, you can get a hold of other BAs and really try to leverage off their skills and experience to grow to the next level. I do see a hand up. Garnet?
Yeah, Tendai, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Would you like to cycle back to the previous slide where you spoke about some of the, I think the tools that are available. So you see the self-assessment tool and the BA competence model. We actually used it to create, what can I say, performance assessments for our BAs when we were trying to ascertain the level of skill set that we currently have at the organization. So I was leading a global practice for a company here in Canada, and we were at a stage where we're trying to see what kind of training that we needed for our resources to elevate them to a level that we wanted them to play at. And we actually leveraged off by and large the BA competence model, where we're trying to measure their skill set best off that. So it was something that was very objective. So it wasn't something that I came up with. So I did not get a lot of pushback because of validation that IIBA actually has in the corporate. So for the most part, when we were saying this assessment has been endorsed by the IIBA, it became a much more objective conversation. And it was very easy for me to sell the idea of measuring the BAs against that competence model. And what came out of that was really like some sort of benchmark of saying, if you are considering yourself as a senior BA, this is the level that we expect you to be playing at. And once the participants, let me rephrase that. Once we completed the exercise of measuring against the competence model that was laid out on the IIBA website, what ended up happening was that we identified those gaps in terms of their skill set. And we ended up identifying different workshops and trainings that those individuals ended up taking, but it was largely based on what the IIBA endorses as senior BAs and what do you expect to be doing, your level of responsibilities. It was quite a valuable tool. So I'm just trying to say that there's a lot for corporates as well, in as much as for individuals. And we actually used it practically in our own environment.
Fantastic. Thank you, Garnet, for sharing. I always love hearing real live examples, right? Sometimes when you talk, it's a lot of theory, it's heavy on theory. So really you sharing your experience about how you leveraged off these global standards and how, it's really elevated not only the BAs, right, like you're saying, but the organization as a whole. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, like I said, connecting with professionals globally, IIBA chapters, you've got access to chapter events, you've got access to global events as well, right? You receive discounts, right, on numerous business analysis, in-person, virtual events around the world, right? At these chapter events, I've said, I think when I started the presentation, I said when I did join the IIBA, I was more a passive member, right? Really attending a lot of chapter events, but I really got to absorb a lot of knowledge. I really got to see a lot of people in action, right? And that has inspired me, right? To say one day I want to be part of a chapter. I want to be really part in terms of the thought leadership of business analysis in a specific chapter. So really getting yourself involved, even if it's just attending and learning, you really want to be a sponge. You really want to absorb all of the knowledge, right, from these events, and hopefully, like I said, be a pioneer in a specific chapter, right? Let's go to access to business analysis standards and guides. I think this also is one of the key areas that has helped me in my specific career, right? There's the IIBA Knowledge Hub, right, where there's a lot of material, right? There's a lot of material on the 6 knowledge areas, right? Aligned to the BA POC. There's a lot of material on key concepts, right? Business analysis key concepts, right? How to define them, how to apply those key concepts in your work environment. A lot of information around perspectives, right? Agile, business intelligence, what it all means, right? In the context of business analysis. And we all know there's always a debate, right? What is the role of a business analyst in Agile? There's always a debate. And really this Knowledge Hub gives you a lot of material just to read and see how to apply it within your specific work environment, right? A lot of information around competencies. I think when we started off with the chapter, one of the speakers that we had at the beginning was Reggie. He really spoke a lot about competencies, right? How do you develop your skill set, your behaviors, your qualities, right? That are required for you to perform optimally as a business analyst, right? What I really like about the IIBA Knowledge Hub is really a lot of what they call how-to scenarios, right? Scenarios where you've got business analysts that have gone through specific projects, specific challenges, right? They actually detail what they've gone through, and you're able to really leverage off this. I remember really reading a specific case study, right, around onboarding and the challenges they experience, right? And that helped me in my specific role as well. So really a lot of how-to scenarios are there available in the Knowledge Hub. Again, Knowledge Hub open to you once you do become a member, right? And there's also the BA book, which I like to call the Bible of business analysis, right? The orange book, which a lot of people are like, oh, 500 pages, but you know what? 500 pages of a lot of information, a lot of thought leadership, right? Knowledge and content that you can really leverage and really apply in your specific book, in your specific role. And certification books, right? Like I said, there's also other certification streams, business data analysis. I think there's data analysis, there's product ownership analysis, right? There's cybersecurity analysis. So all of those specific disciplines, right, that are branching off from the business analysis core discipline, there's also information around that. So again, you're getting access to these books as soon as you register as an IIBA member, and access is 24/7, right? Because everything is now online, it's now virtual, right? And then access to digital publications, tools, and resources. So let's talk about the digital online library, right? Where there's more than 11,000 professional development books, right? I'm sure that we've got a lot of people here who love to read and apply specific learnings in their environment, right? So really more than 11,000 professional development books, right, in the digital online library, right? It's got a lot of information, not only business analysis, but related topics, leadership, right, competencies, everything that you can think of relating to business analysis, right? So there's really no need when someone comes to you and asks, what do BAs do, right? You've got the BA book, you've got access to the digital online library. Equip yourself, right? Go through it, equip yourself, educate your organization that you're in, right? Go and drive awareness of the BA brand in your organization by getting access to all of this, right? There's also a quarterly business analysis magazine that's issued online, right? Really, this is assisting BAs to really leverage opportunities with relevant information, insights, right? It's quarterly, so it's speaking to what is exactly going on in this day in time, right? Especially with the pandemic, how has that shaped the way we as business analysts working? How is remote working really impacting the business analysis profession, right? Key trends to advance your career, right? There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of trends. I think now we've realized over the past 2 years that the rate of change is really rapid, right? Things are not the same, you know, the next day, things continuously change, right? So how do you make sure that you're keeping up to date? How do you make sure that you're not only surviving, right, but you're also thriving as a business analyst, right? A lot of white papers, studies to really provide guidance and best practices, right? Leading practices to address digital transformation, any new technologies, right? A lot of articles that are there as well as a lot of white papers and reports. Right, guys, I know this is comprehensive. You're probably thinking, Tendai, this is a lot of things that I've got access to, right? How much is this all going to cost, right? Is it an arm and leg? But I'll get to the pricing soon. But really, this is showing you guys the vast knowledge resources that you have as soon as you become an IIBA member. It's not just about attending events and connecting. It's also about self-reflection and really planning your career as a BA, as a business analyst, and seeing how you can really grow into those shoes, right? And other benefits, like I said, saving of up to 40%. Right, in terms of business analysis certification, which is very important, right? So you do get a discount if you're an IIBA member and you want to write certain IIBA exams, if you want to recertify as well, right? If you want to rewrite the exam, again, there is a benefit there, right? Exclusive materials to promote your professional image. So recently, IIBA launched the membership badge, right? Which is really a badge of honor to say, I am associated with the IIBA. I'm here to advance the profession of the IIBA, right? And then also, this is something that I really enjoy, the Global Business Analysis Salary Survey, right? You always want to peg yourself to see where do you lie, right? You want to see what people are saying about the profession, right? And interesting, I always mention this quote about, 12% of people, I think the survey was done last 2021, was it 2020, but 12% of people responded to that survey indicated that because they were certified, they're getting more, right? They've got access to more resources, they've got access to more career, they've got access to more money. So really the Global Business Analysis Survey is a great read that I always encourage people to read if they are members, right? Any questions on the 5 benefits that I've done a deep dive into before I move on to the next slide? How are you guys feeling? Are you guys feeling like, let's do this, let's sign up? I hope so. Show of hands. Okay, I see one hand. 2 hands, come on, guys. 3 hands, okay, great, great. 4 hands, yes, guys. Right, let's go through the presentation. Thank you, guys, thank you so much. I don't want to lose anyone, right? So let's talk about the pricing, right? So it's an annual fee of $55 that you get access to all of these resources, and there's no catch. It's $55. You get access to all of the resources. Like I said, you get access to connections, you get access to networking. So this is something that you can look into, right, to see if you're able to fund that for yourself. There's also, like I said, corporate, but that's another avenue that I won't speak to, but there's also corporate membership that you can also discuss and also have a look at, right? Right, so how can you get involved with the chapter, right? So there are volunteer opportunities. Like I said, each of those chapters, well, membership that you saw, each of the VPs that you saw, they've all got a specific portfolio that they run with, right? And there's volunteer opportunities in each one of those. I'd encourage you guys to reach out to them. You can reach out to me. I've put in my email address here, and I can always forward that to the various portfolios as well, right? Before I hand over to Susan Moore, any questions before she goes through and does a high-level overview of the IIBA portal? Are we good? Alrighty, Susan, over to you.
Thanks. I am really excited to be here today. And Tendai, you did an excellent job of covering everything that we offer. So very, very good job. And I don't know, I might throw a couple of extras in there. How about that? So let me take you on a very quick tour of our website, how to log in, how to get to our dashboard, and more importantly, if you are a member or you're going to become a member, I want to show you where you can find all of the benefits that we have on one page. I think that's probably the most important thing that I want you to take away from today. So, all right. Here we go. And I'm going to log in with my own information, so because I don't know what's happened to our test environment these days. Here we are. This is what our website currently looks like. A couple of things to tell you. So you'll notice up at the top, there are 2 menus. There is this menu that starts with Access Knowledge Hub, and then there is the second menu. The top menu is really for our members. And when you are logged in, we'll take you to places that members have access to. And I'll show you in just a second how to log in. The bottom menu is really for the public website. And so all of these pages are available to you if you are not a member. What I tell our members is when you get to our website, log in, because sometimes these pages from our public website have member pages, have member sections that you can see and interact with that maybe the public wouldn't be able to. So that is my one piece of advice. Let me quickly log in. So right here, you will click log in, and you'll be prompted to put in your IIBA ID and password, whatever that might be. And then when you come back, you'll notice that that top menu looks a little bit different because now we know you. So this is me. And you can click the arrow to the right of that. And now you've got a menu of things that you have access to. Let me take you into the dashboard. The dashboard is for our members, and it connects you with all of the different member resources and tools that you'll have access to. We are part of a corporate membership here at IIBA, so my membership overview might look a little bit different than if you're an individual member. If you're an individual member, this corner will say something about the date of your membership, the status of your membership, and that kind of stuff. Because we're a corporate member, I get a little less information, but that's okay. If you are interested in corporate memberships, we can certainly talk with you separately. Okay, let me move this guy out of the way. Let me do a really quick, a little quick tour here. So I'm going to go down. So from here, you can get directly to Knowledge Hub, but you'll notice that you can get to Knowledge Hub in a number of different places on our website. And again, you do have to have a membership in order to get to Knowledge Hub. I'm going to keep going down. You can find your chapter and the chapter's website. When you become a member, you automatically become a member of your local chapter. So here in Zimbabwe, we would just automatically make you a member of that. It is complimentary because we believe that being part of a chapter that is local to you is the best way for you to network and find your community. So you won't have to do anything. So here my chapter is the Charlotte chapter. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina in the southern US. And you can get to the chapter website right from here. This is a clickable link. If you wanted to search for other chapters in the world, we do have a chapter directory. You can get to that here. Now, Tendai was telling you there's tons of events to learn. We really have something going on all the time. If you want to see the full schedule of all of the events we have going on, you can click on that events link and it'll take you to our chapters page and chapter events page. And when I tell you that we've got something going on every day of the week, I'm really not kidding. We've not only got events going on every week, but we also have events going on in other languages. And so you can see our Brazil chapter is doing something in Portuguese. We've got some Italian, we've got some French, we've got a little bit of everything. But this is your opportunity to interact with business analysis professionals all over the world. So that's the events, but we don't just have chapter events. We also have webinars, and we do member exclusive webinars a couple of times a month. Our next one is coming up next Wednesday. They're always on Wednesdays, and it is a little bit later in the day so that our folks over in Asia and Australia can join us live. You can find those upcoming webinars right over here. So I'll take a right here and go to that, and I'll open that up in a separate tab. And you can see here a couple of different things. So we have something that we call public webinars. That is, if you are not currently a member, we very often have public webinars that you can attend free of charge. Here's our member webinars. Again, you'll want to be sure that you're logged in because when you are, you'll be able to register right from here. So here's what we've got coming up. And in addition to those member webinars, we've got a couple of series coming up. We've got a data literacy series that we're doing. So if you're really interested in data analysis, learning the language of data, we've got a series of masterclasses. And then our leadership series will start, I think it's next week, actually. We have 2 different sessions. They're going to be reading a book, and then there's speakers that'll be coming to talk about that. You can do, it's one-click registration. So we've got some times that are good for our North American audience, and then we've got some times that are good for our European audience and African audience as well. So there you go. So let's go back to that dashboard. A couple of more things I want to make sure that you know about. If you want to see that one page where you can see all of the benefits that you have access to right here, it's called Access Resources. And if we open this up, it'll take you to a page called Membership Benefits. Now, there is a public version of this, and I tell you what I'm going to do, because as you guys were talking, I was grabbing some links. I've got some tutorials. I've got the membership benefits page, which is available for our public audience. I've also just got a PDF of all of our benefits. The links in it will only be available if you have a membership, but I'm going to give you a variety of things that you can, check out the benefits that we offer for yourselves. But here, this is everything. Now, I see a couple of things that you might not see, but these are the tutorials that I'm talking about. So we've got the website and the portal orientation, essentially what I'm doing right now. And then we've got some context-specific ways of interacting with our resources and tools, whether it is getting started on your certification journey or resources to grow your career. So you can find those tutorials here. And then we dive into all of the resources. They are grouped by really how you might want to use them. So Grow My Career, we've got that career action guide. By the way, I call it Applying Business Analysis to Your Career. It does take you through something that feels a lot like business analysis. So here are the tools that Tendai was telling you about. Then certification resources, so you can learn more about that. In this section, I know I'm scrolling really quickly, how you can connect with others and the different ways that you can do that, whether that's through being part of a chapter, participating in events, participating in global events like conferences and things like that. And then here's all the links to the standards and guides that we have. With your membership, you will get free PDF versions of the Business Analysis Body of Knowledge Guide, the Agile Extension, and so on. You can download those here. If you are interested in some of these guides, I think the BABOK for sure, in other languages, you can purchase hard copies, and I believe there is a store on the portal where you can purchase hard copies of those guides in different languages. Let me point something out really quickly. This core standard, in case you're wondering what that is, Tendai mentioned that the BABOK guide is 500 pages and it's everything. But if you are new to the profession or you're a leader, you're leading a business analysis team, and you want to learn the language of business analysis and understand what the knowledge areas are, this core standard guide can be a lot more approachable. It is free. So if you are considering becoming a member, you want to get a little bit of a taste for it, you can download that core standard, and it is 50 pages, far less than the BABOK, but it'll give you a good understanding of what's contained in the BA body of knowledge. Then we come on down to the bottom here, and then all of the digital publications, tools, and research that we have access to. I cannot tell you enough how amazing I think this digital online library is. It's more than 11,000 digital books, audio books, and recordings. If you are someone that likes to, when you hear about that new business analysis book or other kinds of books that might be related to the business analysis profession, if you are the type of person that immediately goes out to your local book retailer online or a physical location and you buy books, this actually can be a great place to start that search, because you might already have access to it as part of your membership. So there you go. This is everything. I mean, this is everything that you have access to as a member. There's more information on this dashboard. We've got some quick links down at the bottom if you want to get to Knowledge Hub quickly, the guide, the business analysis competency model, or the career action guide. And then, of course, up at the top, we've got some, anything you want to know about certifications. These are all of the links that will take you to the core information about getting yourself ready. That's in the handbook. Preparing to take the exam information, the fees for it, and any other questions. Ways that you can get involved. You can participate at the chapter level, but we also have other ways that you can volunteer. And we've got you can look at those volunteer opportunities just by going here. The last thing that I want to tell you, because I know I'm going through this really quickly, if you have questions for IIBA, you can access our customer experience team 24/7 in a couple of ways. Down here at the bottom, you'll see this orange support bubble. And if you click on that, you can ask it a question. If somebody has asked that question already, the answer will pop up. If nobody has answered or asked that question, then this submits a question to them and they will get back to you. They're available 24/7 through this. You can also go back out to the main website and there is a contact option. It's right here. And you can contact them through email. They're also available 24/7. Here's your information, info@iiba.org. We do have telephone hours. However, they are limited to North American hours, and they are different. Monday through Thursday, it's 8 to 5. Friday, it's 8 to 1. Your best bet, and really they are very responsive, is either the support or email. Whew, there you go. How about that? Any questions?
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Susan. That was super. Great navigation. Thank you so much. You can see that you're very familiarized with the tool and the portal. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for taking the time out today.
Yes, I really appreciate that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start to drop some links into the chat so that if you guys want to grab those and explore for yourself, you'll have the ability to do that.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Susan. All right, any questions before we just return briefly to the presentation? We've got 7 minutes left. I just thought I should just share all our social media handle so you guys can come and follow us. Follow us on LinkedIn. We do have a group, right? IIBA Zimbabwe Chapter. We are on YouTube, right? IIBA Zimbabwe Chapter, where we upload all of these events, right, just to get traction as well as any other interesting material. And we also have the website, right? It's https://zimbabwe.iiba.org. So when you do have some time, please go there and just browse through and see exactly what we do. I think there's a news, there's blogs, there's various things that we update on the specific website, right? Thank you. Susan's dropping some links there, right? Before we close out, any questions, open floor. If we just go back to the poll results, right? Just always look back and say, what did we want to achieve? Have we achieved it, right? Are you an IIBA member? 8 said no. Those 8, I'm hoping that immediately after this call, you contact me or you go and you immediately register, right, to be an IIBA member, right? In terms of the resources, I think 10 people said they weren't aware of the resources. I think Susan did a fantastic job showing you guys the resources as well as myself, just talking through the specific benefits, right, in terms of the resources. So I hope you got that out of the session. And then in terms of also what are you looking to get out of the session, how to register as an IIBA member, you can do this on the portal. You can also email membership@iibazimbabwe.org, right? You can email us as well. Resources available once I became a member. I think we've gone through this, right? The IIBA Zimbabwe chapter can offer me, right? I think that's something Sam will probably have to explore. I said the chapter was launched in January. We're still evolving. We'll definitely be seeing more of us, right, as the year progresses. And volunteering as well. Please reach out to each one of those specific portfolio VPs that you saw in the video. Again, we will be sharing this specific recording after this. Any questions before we round off? We've got 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Please feel free to ask any questions.
Hi, Tendai. Maybe as the guys are gathering their questions, I'm just going to share a link in the chat as well. Sorry, guys, your chat is like inundated. I'm sharing a link in there. I think it will allow you guys to share with us your contact details and email address and let us know which specific area that you are interested in volunteering in, as well as just to let us know what kind of content that you'd like for us to kind of prepare for you and bring for you as we go forward. Then also just to kind of also add to what Tendai and Susan have shared on our perception as a chapter is the guys that we have on this call really, you guys are not like our market or the people that we're trying to capture. Our market is outward bound. You guys are actually the leaders of the business analysis profession in Zimbabwe. The fact that you can set aside an hour to really just get involved and to learn what we have says to me that you guys are already on a very serious trajectory with your careers. And what we want to do is be able to influence the rest of the country, like I said, and the organizations that we work in, you know, to give business analysis the kind of recognition that we deserve and, you know, be able to influence policy and, you know, big issues. So once you become a member of the chapter, once you become a volunteer with us, we're looking for hands, really, hands and hearts to go out there and make a big difference. We're looking at things like doing in-person events. We want to be able to do mentorship, both for you guys internally as BAs, as well as outward bound mentorship. You know, want to get into universities and colleges and make business analysis a standard, you know, practice that's known out there. The young guys coming in from college, they need to know what business analysis is, that it's an option, it's a career you can take, and it can actually take you places. We're looking at things like conferences and seminars. I can already intimate that already this year, we're kind of looking to do a fest again for the Zim guys. We want to try and join up with the South Africa guys as they do their BA summit. So I guess some of you guys who are interested enough or are available for that, you'll also be able to do that. So I think my point is just to say, we're looking at you guys as part of us, as a team that's going out to evangelize business analysis. And we're looking for you guys to be able to give us the critical mass to make that positive difference. That's all for me today. I'm not going to say anything else. The link is in the chat, guys.
Fantastic.
Back to your question.
Thank you, Sam. That's our president. You know, he's so passionate about business analysis. I always say once Sam starts, you need to scale him down because he loves his profession. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for sharing. I don't see any questions that are popping up. So I think,
did want to jump in real quick
Yes,
before you
thank
close
you.
it off, because just
Sure.
like you said that Sam is infectious, he does that to me as well. I hear you guys, and I just want to say thank you for being amazing leaders. Thank you for getting your community up and running. And also a big thank you for everyone that's attended and, like Sam said, has shown interest in your career, in our profession, and really learning and growing and taking this to the next level. Again, the fact that you're here says a lot. So I hope to see you guys again. I hope to continue to see this community growing. And again, a huge thank you, especially to you guys for just simply being leaders and having passion. So thank you.
Thank you so much for your kind words, and thank you for joining us, right, and gracing us with your presence as well as Susan and everyone else who's on the call. Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure hosting this session. Please feel free to reach out, and see you at the next event. Thank you and take care.